Greetings. Hey, it's Susie Q. I continue to share. Sharing is caring, right? So this is delete on the spot. This is going to be part two. So we just did one just a little bit ago. I'm going to go into deeper understanding of what things we need to let go of. Like, what does that mean? What does it feel like? What will it be like if I can let some stuff go, right? Or just delete, delete, delete. On the computer, I love just deleting stuff. Sometimes I like go too fast and then I'm lost a few other things, but that's okay. It's okay. So, Delete on the Spot was a book that I got yesterday. And then I use a lot of these books as resources to have better understanding about my physical body. And I just shared one just maybe a little bit ago. And the first one is Delete on the Spot. So all of these things are showing up and conspiring to help us have a better experience with letting some freaking stuff go. So that's what we're really working with today. So we're going to work with some of these other energies beyond the body. And sometimes we look at negative thoughts and self-criticism, thinking about we're not the best. Maybe there were some negative energies there, or there was some self criticism energies that were showing up. But then you could just go, delete on the spot. So if you've got those feelings or those sensory loads that are coming through with negative thoughts and self-criticism, then might take a look. You might like pause for a second, like pausing for just a moment and reflecting, is this what I need, or is it something that I don't need? And then I would say delete on the spot. So some of those thoughts and impressions do, create things within the body and also within their field and their families. The next one is delete on the spot. We're working with unhealthy relationships. I think a lot of us have had those, right? And we'd start noticing, well, that seemed like real fun at the beginning, and at the end it was kind of like nightmarish. But the more that we talk about it or think about it, we could just go delete on the spot. Delete on the spot with some of those relationships, and maybe sometimes we could look back in life, a little bit and go like, well, like I'm sure there were some teachers in there or some experiences, or you could just go delete on the spot. The next one is sometimes when we're working with what we call bad habits, and I think we've all had some bad habits. We've been here boots on the ground for a while, and we've been kind of in those experiences. But I think now, for my own self, I just look at my life and I'm really pretty holistic, and I wasn't before, right? So my body has shifted, my sense of consciousness has shifted, and it's been really sweet. But for some people, bad habits show up, and then you can just delete on the spot. So also with some of the other kinds of tendencies working with delete on the spot is sometimes things show up as clutter or OCD or whatever you want to call it, right? So sometimes clutter and things that are around us, and they're just we're kind of like stuck like Chuck because we don't have enough space because there's so much clutter. These might be some experiences where you could, for a person who has OCD, it's really challenging, but you could just do like take one thing away, start doing that again and again. The more that you get it, you start deleting small things, and then eventually you may go into a higher state of consciousness and do a little bit more. So delete on the spot would be perfect for clutter, even if it's not OCD, or maybe you've just got some things hanging out that you don't really need anymore. Delete it on the spot. Just if you got boxes that you're not using, just put it in the recycle thing, or send it to Goodwill or something like that. Just remove things. All right, the next one is unrealistic expectations. And sometimes, when we're looking at what we want to create or what we've done before or what we want to go forward with, unrealistic expectations might show up. But eventually you could say delete on the spot related to that now, but maybe eventually you'll get that expectation and then you'll know exactly what is best for you. So sometimes, just delete it on the spot with unrealistic expectations. It's an opportunity to just pause for a little bit. So a lot of these things are what we call pauses. So, all right, the next one it's again about delete on the spot, regrets from the past. what are you going to do with that, right? It's already in the past, it's already gone, it's already done, it's already complete, and then all of a sudden you come back up to it. And so the more that you go in and put more energy into what you did in the past, maybe you were 5 or 7 years old, and I can't, as a mature woman as I am, I wouldn't even know what a 7-year-old would be like anymore, as little Susie. So you can go ahead and delete on the spot with some of those past lives that you want to kind of ruminate over or talk about some stories or something like that. The best thing to do would be delete on the spot, because it just kind of it just releases everything, and whatever happened at 7 or 5 or whatever, it's already done, it's already gone, and it's been deleted. All right. So the next one we have is the fear of failure, and so a lot of people have that. Maybe they have an intention to go into some space and maybe create a new something with their work that they do, or their career, or their relationships, or their ability to prosper with the body. What else can I do with my body? So fear or failure is always showing up. But I always think about it too. Maybe if you just do one small thing, I always talk about one small thing. If you just do one small thing, then that might help you. But in this case, fear of failure, we'll go ahead and delete on the spot. It's kind of like succinct, right? The next one is negative influences. And, negative influences may be showing up, and it might have been in the past, or could be in the future. We don't know. But sometimes you can just start deleting on the spot related to the negative influences. So there's nothing that we need to say or do. We're just realizing I was going to say something, or some experience or impression came through. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll just delete that on the spot. I'll just delete it. We don't need to talk about it anymore. Also, being overcommitted. Now, I certainly was overcommitted for many years. Not now, since I'm in Scottsdale. It's kind of a different experience up here with the energy. The energy is so clear and so wonderful. But overcommitment could show up, and so like if you got overcommitment, you could just, if you wanted to, you could make a list of the commitments that you like and that you would like to do, and then just put it aside, and then delete it on the spot. So maybe you still have the list, and if you eventually want to go to do it and you're actually going to go into that field or that energy, that might be something that you could do later with the overcommitment. The next one is the guilt and resentment. And, those things happen. Those things happen with guilt and resentment. And so those are kind of like, so if it's already happened, it's already in the past, it's already gone, it's already done, then you could just say delete on the spot, just delete it. Because people want to keep talking and sharing, well, that's what my friend did, and then I told my other friend, we don't need that anymore. Those days are gone, right? A negative body image. Now, that's certainly a big concern for a lot of people, especially if they're wanting to have a better experience with how they look at life, or how they want to feel in their body. I don't look at it necessarily superficially, but I look about what I'm doing to take care of my body. That's the best that I can do. So any of these negative body images, you could maybe shift it into something else, a different thought image, and just know that I'm doing my very best with the food that I'm eating, and the exercise, and the fitness, and the nutritional things that I do. But even if you're working with negative body image, you could just take a moment and pause and just go, yeah, delete on the spot, delete on the spot. I'm beautiful. I am fabulous. I'm wonderful. Unfulfilling pursuits, so sometimes we have unfulfilling pursuits, and I think we've all had that. We've had all these lists of things I was going to do, and and I wasn't doing it. So those unfulfilled pursuits could be hovering, as a portal or vortex. It could be hovering a little bit. But if it's not happening right now, you can just say delete on the spot, and then eventually maybe the transit will come back around, and you may get something with that, the pursuit you're wishing on. And mostly for me, when I'm working with these energies, I'm really focusing on the body. And so Delete on the Spot is a book that I got. I got it yesterday, and and it was right there on the doorstep. It was just this book, and it's called Delete on the Spot. And it's really reminding us that we are energy beings. We are light bodies. We are here, boots on the ground, here in beautiful earthly school, and we're having all of these united and wonderful experiences. But the best I could say with this is that with that delete on the spot book, it was very clear that you can do these things very, very quickly and succinctly. But some people aren't ready, because they're like, well, I'm not ready, not ready. For a while I wasn't ready for a number of years. And then all of a sudden I decided to go in there more quickly with clearing some things in the body. And I had some practices already, but I like this practice because it's really just, what is it, 4 words, delete on the on delete on the spot. But then it took me a little bit of while. I practiced with it yesterday, had some lymph over here, and then I cleared it, and it probably was in maybe 20 seconds. But then it jumped to the opposite side of the lymph, and I did it again for about 20 seconds, and it was gone. So these are intentional, meditative, or energy pieces that are helping to support us. Each one of us has kind of got a galaxy within us, or the cosmos within us. So we know that we have the capacity to change on a dime. And delete on the spot is a fabulous way to look at it, to just be real succinct. We don't have to I used to do mantras, and I did all these different things I was doing with sound vibration and all that. But now I'm just feeling like it's just much easier for me now. So I think that's it for now. So this is delete on the spot. It's part 2. I may do a couple more. I don't know where I'm going with it. Anyway, so have a great day, and namaste.